Thanks for joining me. In this video, we're going to break down the cost of living in Montana, one of the key factors people consider before making a move. The cost of living can vary widely across the state, so we'll cover both urban and rural areas. I will address 6 different categories. So leave me a comment below with a category that most concerns you or that maybe sounds better than where you currently live. But before we dive in, be sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell if you are interested in watching more videos about Montana recreation, lifestyle, and real estate. Let's start with housing, which is often the biggest expense. In recent years, cities like Bozeman, Missoula, Kalispell, and Whitefish have seen significant increases in home prices due to rising demand. The median home price in Bozeman, for example, can reach well over $600,000. Renters also face higher prices in these areas, with average rents ranging from $1,500 to $2,000 a month for a 2-bedroom apartment. On the flip side, if you're looking at more rural areas, housing can be much more affordable. Small towns and rural communities often have homes priced significantly lower, with median prices closer to $250,000 or less, and rental prices around $800 to $1,200. Next, let's talk about utilities. Because Montana has harsh winters, heating costs can be a major part of your utility bill. The average cost of utilities for a typical home ranges between $200 and $300 a month, especially in winter. Many homes in rural areas use propane, which can add to the expense, or wood for heating, which can add to your workout, but keep you in shape. Let's move on to food and groceries. Montana is somewhat isolated, and that can impact the cost of groceries. On average, you might pay a bit more than the national average for groceries, especially if you're shopping in a rural area where supplies are less frequent. However, local farmers markets, roadside stands, and buying in bulk can help reduce your costs. Many Montana households invest in a deep freeze and purchase a half a cow each year, while others hunt and freeze the processed meat. And before we move on to number 4, I should introduce myself. I am Janet Cantrell, a local realtor and broker here in Montana. We moved our family to Montana a decade ago, so if you are considering a move, I know exactly what you're going through and would love to help you in any way possible. I get calls from people just like you all the time, so if you do have a question, please leave a comment below or snag my contact information from the description box and give me a call or email anytime. Healthcare is another important factor to consider. Healthcare costs in Montana are around the national average, but access to healthcare services can be more limited in rural areas. Major cities have good hospitals and specialized care, but if you live far from a city, you may need to travel for certain services, and depending on the immediacy of the situation, you may need to be airlifted to another location. Now, let's talk transportation. As a rural state, Montana is very car dependent. You'll likely spend more on gas, especially if you're commuting long distances or living in a remote area. Some past clients of mine that bought out of town invested in an electric vehicle and charger for their garage, saving them over $400 a month in gas on their daily commutes to town. Gas prices in Montana are usually slightly above the national average, and in the winter you'll need to consider the cost of maintaining your vehicle for snow and icy conditions. Think snow tires, studs, or all-season tires. Finally, let's talk about taxes, one of the only sure things. Montana doesn't have a state sales tax, which can be a major advantage, especially if you're moving from a state with a high sales tax. And since many people moving to Montana want to buy the recreational equipment to enjoy the area, the lack of sales tax on these items is a really nice perk. Some cities near the national parks do impose a small tourist tax though. For instance, Whitefish has a 3% tourist tax on goods, so do keep this in mind when deciding where to purchase. Property taxes in Montana are relatively low compared to national averages, but they can vary depending on the county and property value. In summary, the cost of living in Montana depends a lot on where you choose to live. Urban areas like Bozeman and Whitefish are more expensive, while rural communities can offer a more affordable lifestyle. Keep in mind the added costs for winter heating, transportation, and healthcare when planning your move. Next week, we are going to talk all about winter since it's just around the corner. My husband's already getting excited for ski season, so do hit that notification bell if you would like to hear more about that. If you found anything in this video helpful or useful, please do give a big thumbs up. It really helps the algorithm share it with more people like you. Have an amazing week, and I will see you next time.